When the Alberta provincial election was called before spring break, MCTV News reached out to candidates running in Morinville-St. Albert riding, as well to each of the provincial party leaders to invite them for a series of one-on-one interviews today. We're pleased to have the Alberta Party candidate Neil Korotash to join us to discuss his visions for the region. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what actually got you interested into politics in the first place?
Oh wow, that goes back a few years. 21 years old, was the chair of the St. Albert Youth Community Centre, and I had to attend a number of city council meetings in St. Albert. Was interested by what they were doing and thought that's something that I'd like to do. So ran for city council when I was 21 and spent 6 years on St. Albert City Council, and I've been interested in politics ever since.
Thank you. What is the most important issue for voters in Morinville-St. Albert riding, and how will your party address this?
Sure. Number one issue by far and away is the economy and jobs. We absolutely need to restore investor confidence in Alberta, and one of the things that the Alberta Party is committed to is ensuring that when we form government, the cost of doing business in Alberta will not increase. We've got some really creative job creation platforms as well, including bringing back screen industry jobs, much like what you guys are doing here today, to Alberta, and so we'd like to incent companies to relocate to Alberta. Lots of opportunity for growth in e-gaming, e-sports, and motion picture, that kind of thing, but also oil and gas. We've got some platform around incenting petrochemical industries through a natural gas royalty in kind program. And then one issue that's probably important for Morinville in a job creation program, we're proposing increasing the highway maintenance budget, and as we know, Highway 642 through Morinville could certainly use some work. So those are just a few of our job creation ideas, but that's definitely number one issue on people's minds.
All right. One of the most debated topics in this election is carbon tax. How will your party be addressing this?
So overwhelmingly, the carbon tax has been unpopular. I'm hearing that. I've knocked on about 3,000 doors, and people are telling us overwhelmingly that it's been punishing for them, that they're paying more through the carbon tax, and businesses are telling us that it's making them not competitive. So while I personally support a carbon levy, our party's committed to eliminating the carbon levy from essentially homeowners and small businesses, keeping a carbon levy on heavy emitters so that we can continue to combat climate change for the larger emitters, and then we'll develop a strategy to address climate change moving forward. But under the Alberta Party, the climate change, homeowners and businesses wouldn't be paying the carbon taxes they are now.
All right. How will your party address the needs of industry in the provinces while protecting our environment?
Yeah, great question. So one of the things that we know that oil and gas isn't going away anytime soon. So I mean, everything we're wearing and the set, everything is made using plastics, oil and gas, petrochemical industry. But what we need to do is we need to ensure that we need to work towards reducing our carbon output per barrel of oil that we're taking out of the ground, and Alberta's a leader in that respect. We need to continue to invest in research and innovation, which is why the Alberta Party is proposing increasing funding to an organization called Alberta Innovates, who invest in research and developing new and innovative technologies in that space. And then we also need to continue to invest in green technologies and renewable energy for the future.
Before we wrap up this interview, I'm actually going to ask you a series of rapid-fire questions. Sure. Just give your honest opinion about all these.
Absolutely.
So the first question is, what is your favorite movie of all time?
The Fugitive with Harrison Ford.
All right. What musician do you normally listen to?
Oh, it's U2.
All right. What is your favorite book?
Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett.
What is your go-to comfort food?
I'll go spaghetti.
If you could go anywhere on the planet, where would you want to go?
Normandy, France. Cider country.
Same. And which series is better, the Game of Thrones or Avengers series?
Oh, no contest, Game of Thrones.
Why should voters support you and your party?
Well, one, because we're going to win in Morinville-St. Albert. We're doing really well here. We've got a lot of support in St. Albert, Morinville, and the surrounding area. But the Alberta Party represents where most Albertans are at. We're a centrist party. We're fiscally conservative, but socially progressive and moderate. And I think that's what most Albertans want. We don't like the polarizing and divisive nature of politics, and that's why it's important that we have a strong centrist option, and the Alberta Party is providing that option.
All right. Thank you for coming on the studio.
You're very welcome.